Hey, friends! You know that little voice in your head that sometimes whispers the perfect advice? Imagine if you could hear it loud and clear, whenever you needed it. We get it, life's hectic, overwhelming, and, honestly, a bit chaotic at times. But what if we told you there's a way to silence the noise and tune into yourself? Introducing Higher Self: How to Strengthen Your Connection, your class that's just like a podcast. We've packed it with easy and quick techniques to help you calm your mind and awaken your inner wisdom. You'll learn methods that are as simple as they are powerful. Trust us, you'll wonder why you haven't done this sooner. Ready for a change? Tap into your own inner compass and make better choices every day. Don't wait! Empower yourself to live the life you've always wanted. Your higher self is just a click away.
Hello and welcome to this class on connecting with your higher self. I'm really excited that you're learning this. I know it's going to improve your life so much, and it will radiate to those who are around you, and it will put off very good energy into the collective. So you can think of yourself as a trailblazer in the sense that you're making new paths into the collective and the matrix that we share, and you're learning confidence and self-assuredness in a calm way that will help the entire planet. So you probably are at least interested in connecting to your higher self and what that is all about. Maybe you believe that it's very important. I think that I'll start off by sharing why it is so important to connect with our higher self. So, our higher self can give us guidance in life. It has access to things that our conscious does not have access to. And by creating a strong connection with our higher self, we can gain information and guidance from our higher self, and then our higher self can get feedback from our physical body self, and the relationship becomes stronger and stronger in order for you to feel like you are living to your fullest potential. These days, there are so many things which pull on our attention, whether it's the logistics of our own lives, the emotional situations in our own lives, all of the people around us, those same things for all of them, and then even just the information that's available to us. It creates a background landscape that is pretty hectic. I'm recording this in 2023. And although we have technology to do amazing things, we haven't really mastered a calm lifestyle where most of us, experience plenty of time to do all of the things that we feel are important. Yet we know that time is fleeting and life is short, and the days are precious, and it kind of creates this intense pressure because we have so much information available to us. It creates this intense pressure to maximize what we're doing every second. So most of us are probably more busy than we want to be with the logistics of being a productive member of society, keeping the job that we are expected to keep in order to maintain the living that we hope to have. And when we do have downtime, now we have the added pressure of how do we make the absolute most with these precious moments that I have where I'm free to do what I choose to do. And with the internet and cell phones, smartphones, We could, at any moment, learn a new language, learn an instrument. Maybe I should learn coding and computer skills. But I'm so overwhelmed. Maybe I should just watch some funny videos and relax. Or I could go on TikTok. Maybe I'll learn a life hack at the same time as being entertained. It's very stressful to determine what to do with your time when all of these things are pulling at our attention and distracting us. Now, I compare that to how things were before smartphones. Maybe the internet was young, maybe even before the internet, where the background landscape was a lot more calm. And people naturally took more time throughout their day to sort of check in with themselves, to examine their thoughts, to process experiences that they had and conversations that they had with other people. If you had an interest, like you wanted to learn a musical instrument, there wasn't a class readily available at your fingertips. You probably had to ask around. If it's a musical instrument, maybe go to a music store, get a phone number. Maybe you see a flyer on a telephone pole. Then, once you get the number, you probably have to wait until it's evening or the weekend because you have to use a landline and you have to do it at a time when other people are likely to be around at home to answer their landline. The process of life was just so much more gradual, and it lent itself a little bit better to having that connection with our inner selves and even our higher selves. Now, fast forward to today, where we have to really make a strong effort to preserve that connection and to nurture it. And that's what our focus is on in this class. There will be two main methods that I will be covering on how to nourish your connection with your higher self. One of them is more mental, and one of them is more physical. And they will both play a part and aid each other so that you can get access to this internal guidance system and you can have a calm sense of security and confidence that you're right where you should be in your life and that things align for you much more easily than they otherwise would. And yes, there will still be all of that information in the background, but you will be able to allow it to fade away when you don't want to be plugged into it. without a nagging sense that you're missing out on something. So, the first method that I want to discuss is something I call micro meditation. When most people hear the concept meditation, they think of it as something to be suffered through, something that takes a long time, and something that is quite boring. And what I want to share with you is that it doesn't have to be any of those things. First of all, you don't have to sit in silence. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But it's probably hard to discipline yourself to do that on a regular basis. A great tool that we have now is something called guided meditations, and hopefully you are already familiar with those. I myself do a 10-minute guided meditation about 5 days a week. Just at the end of the lunch break that I take from work, I just push play on a video. There are times when I'm even doing my own internal processing and I'm not necessarily listening to the meditation, but at least I have a timer and some soothing background music. It doesn't really matter. When you get a new piece of technology, like a new phone or a new computer, it's very overwhelming. But you soon realize that just interfacing with it a little bit on a regular basis gets you up to speed pretty quickly. That is the same concept of what I call micro meditation. You're basically injecting on a regular basis into your being this ability to take time out and reflect, to process, and to quiet and to listen internally. Trust me, this is worth it, and it is well needed because it's not something that we naturally get much of in life. Maybe there are times when we go on vacation, we travel on a plane, we lay out on a beach, or we go hiking or play golf. There are the times when you introduce those quiet moments into your being. And all of that is great. But most of us need easy and quick methods to introduce that quiet sense of self-reflection into our lives and to become used to doing that. So our minds understand that it's an important part of life. The first time I ever learned about guided meditations was many, many years ago when I was in group therapy for post-traumatic stress disorder. Back then, the leader of the group, the counselor, played an audio cassette which described a river and rocks in the river settling on the riverbed floor. There are different types of guided meditations, and you can play around with finding your favorite or change which ones you do. The one I go to regularly is on YouTube, and it's called Great Meditation. And they have any number of 10-minute guided meditations, even 5-minute guided meditations. My husband is willing to do 5-minute guided meditations in the evenings, and I really do notice a difference in him. So just like that new piece of technology that you get and you go to it when you get a chance, just know for yourself that there is an importance to it. And then work that out with your schedule accordingly. By doing this, you open the door to your higher self and you extend a welcome, letting it know that you want to hear from it and giving it a chance to send you information. It could happen during the meditation, but it can also happen anytime after. You'll just find that things flow easier in your life and that the uncertainty and the hectic nature of the life that you're used to just fades away. You'll feel more grounded and more confident. You'll be able to deal with situations and with people with much more ease. The second concept I want to cover today is much more physical, and it has to do with the solar plexus in the body. The solar plexus is a soft spot right under where your ribs meet in the front of your chest, and it's an array of nerves. You could think of it as a core nervous system. Now that you've learned how to nurture the mental aspect of connecting with your higher self, I want to teach you to nurture your solar plexus too. This body of nerves that is a center point in the inner you. I want you to spend time physically nurturing this part of your body, which may have certain blockages. I'll just call them energy blockages, which will affect your sense of ease and well-being, and your ability to focus inward. When you're not comfortable in that part of your body, you don't really want to focus on your body. The more healthy and comfortable you are in that part of your body, the more comfortable you will be with focusing within. In order to bring health to that part of the body, I want you to consider the concept of circulation. Within our body, our blood brings oxygen to the various parts, and when the circulation is healthy, that oxygen allows the best health to all of our body parts. There are three main ways that you can facilitate circulation in a body part. One is by temperature. If the body part is swollen, you would want to cool the area to prevent the swelling from blocking the flow of things. And otherwise, you want to heat the area to open up the blood vessels and allow the oxygen to flow strongly. And in some situations, you want to alternate hot and cold. I like using the pocket hand warmers called hot hands to bring heat to an area of my body because they last a very long time. And sometimes they're so hot that I need to wrap them in a sock or a scarf to keep them from burning my skin. A second main way to aid circulation in your body is friction. Massage is a typical example of this. I like using the massage balls. And as far as my solar plexus, I might put it under me when I'm going to sleep at night, laying down on my stomach, and using the massage ball to create friction, just like a massage, in order to bring healing to that area. If you have energy blockages there, don't get discouraged because you'll be bringing more attention to those blockages, and that can tend to bring resistance as well. But just go at the pace that's right for you, and just know that by bringing circulation there, you are bringing healing to that area. A third main way to bring circulation to an area of your body is through movement. And I'll leave that up to you, what exercises or stretches might work well for you in that regard. Additionally, acupuncture is something that can help with circulation. And when it comes to nurturing your solar plexus, I want to recommend one more tool to you, which is visualization. With this tool, you'll be using your imagination to foster the feeling of health and liveliness in your solar plexus. If you think about some of the recreations that you may have had in your life, such as smoking or exercising, you know how wonderful it feels to be relaxed, but to have that solar plexus area feel very alive. You can use your memory of those experiences to conjure up those feelings, even when you're not doing those things. And incidentally, I don't actually recommend smoking, whatever it may be, as a way of nurturing your solar plexus. This is just my personal belief that I have come to after different experiences of using different substances in my life. And the conclusion that I've come to is that it's really best not to. I'm someone who used to smoke various things or try different substances, and today I don't even drink caffeinated coffee. I've switched to decaf. There's a great tasting one called Allegro, by the way, if you're thinking of doing that. And I believe it's the one that they serve at the Whole Foods coffee bars. And I'll just share with you, I'm not here to condemn anyone, but since the topic is overlapping, I will share with you the conclusion that I came to myself, which was that you have this wealth of certain aspects in life, the good things, such as happiness, physical health, mental health, spiritual abilities, social skills, and that to me, using substances is really like cash advancing on a bank account when it comes to that wealth. You can access things on demand, and at the time, it seems like you're ahead because you're drawing on that bank account. But to me, when you do that with substances, you're going to have to make up for it in order to be where you want to be in the long run. And so I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world if you have done those things or do those things or plan to do those things. But what I'm saying is, it's my strong belief that you will come away further in the long run if you let that interest build in that bank account of all of those, the best things in life, really, rather than drawing on demand and depleting that wealth. Um, One other way to conjure up that lively feeling in your solar plexus that works for me, because of circulation and blood flow, is actually to picture blood in that area, which I don't mean to sound creepy about, but it does help me access that feeling of healthy circulation in the area. And what I picture is, if you've ever pricked your thumb with like a needle or a thorn, and there's like that one kind of dark drop of blood, I picture that image in my solar plexus, and it helps me to center there a feeling of health and circulation. It's slightly illogical because that's outside blood versus the inner blood. So, whatever works for you. If you want to picture more blood vessels in that area and the blood rushing through it, but just whatever conjures that feeling for you in that area. And I do want to tell you that if you focus on these two areas, the mental area and the physical area of your solar plexus, you're going to have a stronger and stronger relationship with your higher self. You're going to receive the information that it knows, and you're going to be able to give it feedback about how that information impacts your life. And again, I'm very excited for you to put these things into practice and to be one of the trailblazers putting this type of energy into the matrix. So thank you very much, and I'm excited to share this planet with all of you.